Left of the box. Do
Can
I
you speak it?
know Klingon?
Yeah, like, do you ever get frustrated in real life and just say Klingon stuff under your breath, and people are like, "Whoa, what was that?"
At one point, yeah. But
I was at a con, and there was a
Mhm.
costume contest, and they were asking, they had some people lined up, and they were going to judge their costumes, and they were like, "Just real quick, tell us your name, where you're from." And this guy dressed as a Klingon would not break character, and he would only speak Klingon. And the judges were like, "Okay, does anyone here know Klingon?" And finally, this girl stood up and said, "His name's Scott. He's from Broomfield," or what. It was hilarious. It was like, yeah, she probably just knew who he was.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was cool. That's why I say geeks rule, man.
Well, I do dinner theater. I've been in like Royal Medieval Fairs, and so I take on different characters and stuff. And it's fun when people start talking to you. And they start asking you like, "So how long have you been doing this?" "Well, I've been part of this fair for the past 20 years as a pirate," or something like that.
Yeah.
And you get to make your characters and stuff. And it was so darling this one time. For a few years, I was Jackie Cousteau, the sophisticated tea-drinking pirate that would hang her head in shame of her drunken comrades. But then later on, they switched from pirates to Vikings, and so I became Ivana B. Terrible. And she was sweet, but completely, has no sense of anything. And I was standing on the line to a food thing, and I was mentioning my cousin Jackie Cousteau was around, and the little girl in front of me, she's like, "Oh, I know Jackie." I'm like, "You do? How does she do it?"
That's funny.
It's just kind of cute.
I didn't appreciate the Renaissance Festival in high school, and then, like, I was like 21 years old and sitting in a bar, and it's like a Friday before the Renaissance Festival weekend, right? And in Maryland, I'm from Annapolis, Maryland, and in Maryland they had like a specific, like, I want to say fairgrounds, but it was a specific area dedicated to the Renaissance Festival, and they would only use it for that. It was like out in the middle of nowhere. It was amazing. And so, we're sitting here at the bar, and all of a sudden, there's like someone in the doorway, like announcing, like heralding the king, and like the royal, what do you call it? Like the procession, the royal party. Like all his people come in first, and then the king comes in, and they held court in the bar for hours. And I was like, okay, I'm going to this Renaissance Festival. And then, I was there kind of hanging out. They do like, it's like kind of watching a movie or reading a book. The king held court at the Renaissance Festival. It must have been like 3:30 in the morning. It went all night, and they were just serving beer and turkey legs nonstop. And I was like, why am I just now finding out about this? You guys have a great time. It was amazingly fun. You used to do that a lot?
Well, I did the Royal Medieval Fair here, but I also do dinner theater regularly.
So how is the Royal Medieval Fair? Is that like an actual restaurant, or is that like a Renaissance
we take over the park. You get vendors, food vendors. There's shows. Like they do staged fighting combat in an area, and there's like a story throughout the day type thing. And there's little games.
Sword swallowing or juggling.
We
fire,
sometimes have
like
those types of buskers around, and then there's little different activities for the kids. There's whack-a-night, so they can go and fight one of the knights type thing.